क्व तमः क्व प्रकाशो वा हानं क्वचन किंचन निर्विकारस्य धीरस्य निरातंकस्य सर्वदा. Maybe I have to put these glasses. Kwa tamaha. Kwa means where. Tamaha, where is darkness? Darkness is relative to the physical light. Or darkness is relative to perception. When I don't perceive, it is darkness. Because man thinks seeing an object is light. Not seeing an object is darkness. Therefore, seeing an object, darkness is not a thing. It is an idea in relation to perception. Darkness is never experienced. Darkness is not an experience. If you close your eyes, you think it is darkness, because I am perceiving that situation in relation to the prior perception. Supposing there is no memory of the prior perception, then there is no darkness also. Then there is only your presence, you. This is a peculiar thing, that these are all adhyaropadrishti in relation to the thought or in relation to the perception. There is darkness, and minus the memory of that perception, then there is no darkness. Therefore, darkness is relative. It's not it is a vikalpa, it is a thinking. It is a thinking. It is also an error. And kwa tamaha, kwa prakashaha, and the light. Where is light, physical light also? In the case of the subject, from the point of view of the subject alone is. And physical light and physical darkness. Darkness also is physical, please. It's a vikalpa. It's not another one of the pancha mahabhutas. Like you say, we have a sense organ for sound, form, taste, touch, smell. In that manner, you don't have a sense organ for darkness. You don't need. In fact, darkness is not seeing is darkness. Not thinking is darkness. Darkness is not another material thing. A very important. So it's only when we understand darkness is not another material thing, then the deep sleep state can be understood very easily. The deep sleep state is not a state of perception. It is also not a state of darkness. It is a state of one's presence, be to be. It is a state of one's being. Kwa tamaha, kwa prakasho va, hanam va. Where is the loss? He can't lose anything. The truth, as we have been seeing, it is the description of the nature of the truth. our nature cannot lose anything. Therefore, loss also is a thinking. Loss is in terms of thinking. And the gain and the loss, they are dvandvas, they are related to each other. The gain and the loss are related to each other, and therefore one feels, minus the memory of the gain, you can't feel the loss. You can never know what is loss minus the memory of the gain. One cannot know what is gain also without the memory of the loss. Therefore, you require the memory of the gain to feel the loss. You require the memory of the loss to feel the gain. You require the memory of perception to know what is darkness, to feel darkness. And even the light is known only in the memory of the darkness. Because one sees the light, this physical light I am talking about. The physical light always brings to memory its negatability. Therefore, without the thought of its negatability, without the thought of the negatability of the physical light, you can't experience physical light. So the darkness and the physical light, both of them are related to each other. Can we say that they are dvandvas? Yes, they are dvandvas, each related to the other. The memory of the one is necessary to feel the other. If you don't remember the gain, you don't feel the loss. You don't remember the light, you don't feel the darkness. Light means perception. In the deep sleep state, thus come back again to the deep sleep state. Because there is no memory of the waking perception, because there is no memory of the dream perception, because there is no reference to the perception, it is not a state of darkness. Because darkness is not a thing lying there. Darkness is it's a vikalpa. It's like sarpa in the rajju is not there. It's my thinking. It's in the form of vikalpa, means in the form of thinking. It's not a fact. But then until I understand that it is only thinking, it looks like a fact. That's all that is scientific facts. All scientific facts are those who look like scientific facts, but fundamentally they are thinking in the truth. Therefore, qua tamaha, qua prakashaha, where is darkness and where is light? Qua hanam, quacha. Hanam, quachana, kinchana. There is no hanam. And you can add one more thing to it. And where is the hana and where is the vriddhi? There is no decrease nor there is increase. Nirvikarasya dhirasya, for the changeless truth. Vikara is something that change is called vikara. Awkwardness is also called vikara. Ugliness is also in society, in the common parlance, vikrita. Vikrita means some kind of a ugliness, awkwardness. But here vikara means change, modification. Like a monstrous look is called vikara, vikriti. Bada vikrit hai. Therefore, in common parlance, it may mean ugliness, awkwardness, etc., etc. But here it is vikara. In Shastra, vikara means change. Vikriti and prakriti. Vikriti means change. This is, the universe is a prakriti. It is a creation, not a change on the part of the Lord. It's a creation, a prakriti. It's a creation. Like the wave is a prakriti, it is a creation. It's not a modification. Nirvikarasya dhirasya, for the changeless truth. Niratankasya, and that which can never be disturbed. For the undisturbable truth. Atanka means, which can be made to suffer. For the suffering-free truth. The truth that is free from suffering. For that, nirvikarasya dhirasya niratankasya, sarvada, always. That means in the truth there is no darkness, there is no light. Or we can say there is no perception, nor there is darkness. Neither there is increase nor decrease. Like the space cannot increase, the space cannot also decrease. The space cannot shrink. The space cannot expand. Why? Because it is infinite. The limited, it has no choice but to increase and decrease. The limited has to become bigger and smaller. The limited has to become choicelessly bigger and smaller. Whereas the unlimited choicelessly free from increase and decrease. It is something, anything that is choiceless, that is called the nature. When you say nature, what is choicelessly? If it is there something that is choicelessly, that is the nature. And what is there choicelessly, if that is the nature, then it is unnegatable because it is choicelessly there. Fire is hot, that is its nature. These are the examples. To be subtle is the nature of, to accommodate everything is physically, is the nature of this space. All pervasiveness. To be unlimited, boundless, is the nature of the space. Once we say it is nature, then it is not by choice, it is choiceless. In that manner, our nature is consciousness. That means it is choiceless and it cannot be lost. What can be lost is not nature place. If something loses, if a flower loses its color, it is not losing its nature. It is only losing a particular feature. Because it has features. Anything that has many features, it can lose a feature. It can lose a limb. It can lose a part. Anything that is made of parts, it can lose parts. And to lose what can be losable is its nature. To change is the nature of the body. Now you can't stop it. It's choiceless. Nature means choiceless and it is unnegatable. That is the definition of nature. Space cannot grow big because it is infinite. It can't decrease, it can't increase. That is its nature. Similarly, the self is, by nature, free from increase and decrease. Next verse, ji. Qua dhairyam, qua vivekitvam, qua niratankatapi va, anirvachya svabhavasya, nisvabhavasya yoginah. Qua dhairyam. Truth doesn't have to have great patience to be peaceful. I am explaining every verse in the sense of the truth, please, not in the sense of an individual who knows. Because even after knowing, when you talk about an individual, you look upon him only as a jiva. In order to think of the truth, you don't have to remember another person. It is yourself. You don't have to think of a wise man to understand the nature of the truth. You have to look at yourself, not look at somebody else. You don't have to remember anybody. Like the wave doesn't have to look at other waves to know water. It can only look at itself. If it looks at itself, that is enough. It doesn't have to look at other waves. One jiva doesn't have to remember other jivas to know the truth. You don't have to think of the sages to know the truth. You don't have to think of the devatas to know the truth. You don't have to think of even Brahmaji to think of the truth, to know the truth. Think of your existence. Because when the whole creation is a vikalpa, it is an error about the truth, then all the devatas in it also are there. Just as my embodiment is a part of creation, every embodiment is a part of creation, is a part of perception. Call it a part of perception, call it a part of creation. See no difference, please. I don't accept at all. Once we say it is Srishti, it means only perception. Srishti is a prakriya. Perception is the problem. If you say, no, Swamiji, I like the word perception, theek hai, doesn't matter. But you don't have to take a stand against the prakriya called Srishti prakriya. Creation does not mean will. All it means only, even the will is a part of creation. Anything other than the truth is a creation. And even God's will, if you think of God's will, that is also is not God. God's will is a creation in God. Therefore, Srishti Prakriya means the entire perception presupposes the presence of the truth. That is called Srishti Prakriya. The wave presupposes the water, and the water itself looks as the wave. That is called perception. I see the water as wave. That is called perception. Shruti says the water creates itself in the form of wave. The water creates itself in the form of the wave without changing itself. That is called Srishti Prakriya. Paramatma creates itself in the form of the creation, in the form of the universe, without any change. So, call it perception, call it creation. Just as my embodiment is a part of perception, every embodiment is a part of perception. I don't have to think of any past sages. I don't have to think of gods and cry. I don't have to think of God and cry. There is no need to cry in this world. There is only a need to look at one's existence. Look at your existence. That existence, and to be is our nature, please understand. Nature means it is choiceless and it is unnegatable. To be is our nature. To be conscious is our nature. And to be unlimited is our nature. It is our nature. Embodiment is a situation, is not our nature. Thought is a situation, is not our nature. Situation can change. Situation is a perception. Dream, just as a dream is a situation. Dream is a situation. It's a perception. Waking is a situation, perception. That I see the waking world is a situation. That I see the dream world is a situation. And even when I think of darkness, it is a situation. But to be conscious is our nature. Thus, understand the difference between a changeable situation and the unchangeable nature. The unchangeable nature is that we are conscious. And therefore, looking at our existence, to be and to be conscious and to be all comprehensive. Our existence is by nature unlimited. By nature it is unlimited, and the teaching is, and therefore from the world point of view it is comprehensive of everything. Therefore that kind of truth doesn't have to have any patience. It doesn't have to have any titiksha to be peaceful. An individual who is embodied in a situation of embodiment, you need titiksha to be peaceful. You need patience to be peaceful. You need sahana shakti to be peaceful, relatively peaceful. Situation has demands. Truth has no demands. Embodiment has demands. Qua dhairyam? Where is the need for the truth to have titiksha? Qua vivekitvam? Qua vivekitvam? Where is the need for the truth to reflect? From the truth point of view, truth is non-dual. It is only when it is mistaken it requires to reflect. All reflection presupposes misconception. If there is no misconception, then there is no need for reflection. If there is no ignorance, there is no need for education. Therefore, qua vivekitvam, the truth is free from the need to think. Qua niratankatapi va, nor is it free from, neither it is having suffering, nor it has absence of suffering. It is presence of peace. Truth is peaceful does not mean it is absence of suffering. It is not mere absence of suffering. I cannot feel the absence of suffering without remembering the suffering. Whereas to be, the presence of peace is independent of the memory of anything, because that is in the form of experience. Are you able to follow, please? The absence of suffering is linked to the memory of the presence of suffering. In order to feel I have no suffering, I have to remember the prior suffering. Therefore, presence of suffering and absence of suffering are interrelated. But the presence of peace is not related to something. Presence of suffering is related to the memory of the absence, and the absence of suffering is related to the presence of suffering. But the presence of peace, serenity, that is not related to any memory. Therefore, qua dhairyam, qua vivekitvam, qua niratankatapiva. Therefore, we can't say truth is something that is free from suffering. So it is in the form of, supposing Swamiji it is peace, is it not a concept? No. It is peace, but not a concept. It's not a peace in the form of a concept, in the form of a thought. Like the deep sleep state is peace, but it is independent of thought. Once it becomes a thought, once it is a thought, then it becomes related to something else, its opposite. Every thought is related to its opposite thought. You take any thought that is opposite, it is related to its opposite, like light and darkness, dvandvas. And truth is free from all the dvandvas. Anirvachya svabhavasya. Therefore, truth is not merely free from suffering, it is thought-free serenity. It is serenity which is not in the form of thought. All speculations end when we say that it is not in the form of a thought. Because as long as you think of it as an object of thought, then a lot of speculations are there. Lot of reasoning is there. Lot of argumentation is there. If anybody thinks that self is an object of thought, then argumentation comes. If it is not in the form of thought, it is in the form of being, then it is not available for argumentation. Therefore, niratankatapiva, anirvachya svabhavasya. Truth is anirvachya, means it is, here anirvachyam is a technical term. Anirvachyam is a technical term. It is used only for the nama rupas, please. Anirvachyam. Anirvachya Shabda is a technical term which is generally used only for the names and forms. The names and forms are Anirvachya. The names and forms are Anirvachya. Yes. What does it mean? It is they are neither the truth nor other than the truth. They are neither the Sat nor other than the Sat. They are neither the fact nor other than the fact. They are neither the self nor other than the self. In that manner, neither they are Tattvam, neither they are Atma, nor they are parallel to Atma. In that sense, the names and forms are called Anirvachya. In English, it is described as inexplicable. Inexplicable in the sense it can't explain them as the truth or as other than the truth. This is the best translation, Ji. They are neither the truth nor parallel to the truth, nor other than the truth. Like the wave is neither the truth nor other than the wave. The wave as a form is neither the water nor other than the water. Or you can, for your own understanding, you can understand, you can take it this way, easier way. Neither the form qualifies the source nor is it other than the source. It is an error about the source. These forms are neither the qualities of the source nor parallel to the source. And therefore they are an error about the source. That is the meaning of the anirvachyam. Anything that is neither tattvam nor other than tattvam is called neither tattvam nor other than tattvam is called anirvachyam. But here anirvachyam, this technical term is used for the truth. Why? What does it mean, anirvachyam? Can we say that Atma is neither the truth nor other than the truth? No. Here anirvachyam means it is inexplicable in words. It's not an object of language. Why it is not an object of language? Because it's not an object of thought. That which is not an object of thought cannot be also an object of language, description. Anirvacya swabhavasya, niswabhavasya yogina, niswabhavasya. It doesn't have physicality. Generally, swabhava means it doesn't have any physicality. Swabhava, it doesn't have something. Jiva has some swabhava. To be angry is a swabhava. To have a desire is swabhava. Desire is swabhava. But to be truth, to be Paramatma is the swarupa. The word swarupa and the word swabhava have to be understood in their context. Swarupa is the nature. Swabhava means what you find yourself with. It has a context. Swabhava has a context. Swarupa. So Swarupa means that is the fundamental nature. The space is unlimited. That as the space, that is its nature. From another point of view, that is its swabhava. And the swarupa is that it is non-separate from it, the truth. So, Atma is niswabhavaha means it doesn't mean it doesn't have any nature. It means it doesn't have any thought, feeling, emotion, physicality. It is free from the physical and the mental. Niswabhavasya yoginaha, it is said. Here he is talking about an individual yogi. I am saying yogi. I can also explain yogi means the oneness. Yoga means the oneness. The yogi means the one, the yogi. So the one, the non-dual, the truth, which has no physicality, which is not describable in the language, which is not mere absence of something. It is presence of itself, nor absence of something. For that truth, there is no need for any reflection. For that truth, there is no need for any titiksha to be itself. Clear, please? Third, na swargo naiva narako jivan, na swargo naiva narako jivan, muktir na chaivahi. Na swargo naiva narakaham, jivan muktir naiva chaiva, jivan muktir na chaivahi. Bahunatra ki muktena yoga drishtya na kinchana. Na swargaha, there is no sense. It is not like a sense pleasure, swargaha. It is not a karma phalam. Moksha, the nature of the self, to be conscious, is not the result of any karma. Swargaha means a pleasant fruit of one's own action is called swargaha. Etymologically it means swakiyena karmana gamyamanam. It's called swargaha. Swa means apna hi, karma se jo paya jata hai, that is called swargaha. It is sense perception. It's like here you work hard and in the evening you have some sense perception. You eat something, you eat roti, that is sense perception. It is the result of your work. Please don't unnecessarily complicate matters. All our pleasures are the effort of ourselves. No pleasure comes to us independent of working for it. It is karma phalam. No pain comes to us without having worked for it. If I do right action, it brings about swarga for me. Any pleasant sense perception is swarga. Any unpleasant sense perception, and every unhappiness is a pleasure, is a perception. It is thinking and perception. You pinch a man, it is a perception. And you scold a man, it is a thinking. He feels unhappy. You insult a person, he thinks unhappy. And if he is hungry, he feels unhappy. It is a feeling. It's not a fact. Every pain is a feeling, is a perception and thought. And every pleasure also is a perception and thought. This much every Vedanti has to understand. This is a very... And every pleasant perception and every pleasant thought is something. Man is prone to pleasant perceptions and unpleasant perceptions as an embodied individual. And he gets them through his own karma. So what is swarga therefore? It is the result of our own karma. And what is naraka? The result of one's own karma. Even in this life, if you get punya, if you get sukham, it is your own karma phalam. Dukkham also is your own karma phalam. Whereas truth is not karma phalam. Na swargaha, naiva narakaha. It is not an unpleasant perception also. It is not a state of vacuum. It is a state of fullness. This is the problem for the Buddhists in understanding the Vedanta. Because it's not easy to discern between fullness and emptiness. Because emptiness is shunyam. It's nothing. Like deep sleep state can be understood as, can be Again and again it strikes a person, it is emptiness. Again and again it strikes a person, it is emptiness. But otherwise it is not emptiness, it is fullness, it is being. It is a state of one's being. It is not, because even in the waking state, if you control the thought, then it is a state of being. You can't really negate your own existence. But if you negate your own existence, even to experience that negation of your existence, you have to be there. Otherwise, there is no proof of it. One's existence is the proof of the beginning of thought and the end of thought. All arguments end there. That means the beginning of thought is called creation and the end of thought is called the resolution, laya. Both are experienced by the truth only. It is the truth that illumines the beginning of the thinking and the end of thinking. Na swargaha, naiva narakaha. Therefore, the self is not emptiness, nor is it unhappiness. It's not a state of sadness, it is a state of fullness. Naraka. Jivan muktir nachaivahi. It is neither, Jivan mukti is neither swarga nor naraka, please. It's not an object of sense perception. Jivan mukti means, don't think Jivan mukti means what? Jivan only mukti. And while living only you can know the truth, Ji. Having known the truth, then you exhaust your prarabdha and you die. You leave the body, then we call it as videha mukti. Mukti is always Jivan. It's not possible to know the truth minus embodiment. Because truth the error has to be corrected only when it is manifest. I can't correct the error in the deep sleep state. Why? Because it's not manifest, it's not there. I can't even say the error is unmanifest in the truth. There is no error there. From the manifest point of view, I say it is unmanifest, but otherwise there is no memory of the manifest, therefore it is freedom from it. Therefore, when it is not felt, in the dream state, the error is manifest, but I can't correct it because I don't have the viveka. Therefore, only in the waking state I can think of the truth. Because only in the waking state I have both the situations. There is manifestation of the error and there is also manifestation of viveka. Because there is manifestation of the error as well as the viveka, I can correct the error only in the waking state. When it is not manifest, there is no need to correct it. There is no need to correct it. You don't have to solve your waking problems inside the deep sleep state, because they are not there. The waking problems are solved only in the waking state. And the embodiment is felt only in the state of embodiment, waking state. I can really look at it how it is an error in relation to the truth. Therefore, there can only be Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti means really while the embodiment is still on, you understand its falsity. When the wave is there, I should understand that it is water. So that when I come to know the wave as the water, then I also come to know That when the wave is there or not, it is water. This kind of knowledge I can have only when the wave is on. When the wave is not there, then I don't have to know anything. The problem needs to be solved when it is felt. ये बात मैंने बहुत बार कह चुके हैं, हम लोग बहुत बार देख चुके हैं। आप लोग तो विद्वान हैं इस विषय में। बहुना अत्र किम उक्तेन, why talk tall to make to cut short, to be in brief, that is called kim uktena, kim bahuna uktena. Bahuna atra kim uktena, what is the use of talking tall, talking much? To be brief, yoga drishtiya, from the point of view of the oneness. Yoga drishtiya, again you don't bring in this Raja Yoga and all Patanjali Yoga or Karma Yoga or Advaita Yoga or anything here. Yoga Drishtiya means from the point of view of oneness. Yoga Drishtiya, na kinchana, from the point of oneness. There is only oneness, there is nothing else. All that man thinks in the state of an error doesn't qualify the truth. All that I see in the snake doesn't qualify the rope. All that I see in the wave, it's tall and wide, etc. It doesn't qualify. They are not the features of waterness. Waveness doesn't qualify waterness. Therefore, snakeness doesn't qualify ropeness. Prapanchaness doesn't qualify the siya, the consciousness. I call myself seer of something, but that is a situation. That relationship also is a situation. To be is our nature. Something else is to see something, to hear something, to taste and touch and smell something is a situation. But to be, and every situation presupposes being. Whereas a being doesn't presuppose any situation. Bahuna atra kim uktena yoga drishtiya na kinchana. From the point of oneness, all that we see in the state of embodiment doesn't qualify the oneness. Okay, ji, the next verse. Just some more. Naiva prarthayate labham na labhena anushochati धीरस्य शीतलं चित्तम् अमृतेनैव पूरितम् नैव प्रार्थयते. This also, it need not be interpreted to mean an individual. Naiva prarthayate, the truth doesn't. The truth means a truth and a viveki also. Naiva prarthayate, it doesn't pray, labham. It doesn't really pray for, the truth doesn't pray for becoming bigger. Naiva prarthayate labham. The truth doesn't expect growth. Like the space doesn't have the desire to grow bigger. Similarly, the self doesn't pray to be bigger. Swamiji, why can't we interpret like this? A wise man doesn't pray for becoming. Say that's a wise man, that's not the topic. The topic is what is the nature of the truth. That is the topic. Only in that matter, Shastram is a pramana. What does a Viveki do? What does he not do? That is all really, in that matter, Shastram is not a Pramanam. Shastram only says, truth is unlimited. You are that truth. And it is for you to figure it out. And it is for you to find out. And it teaches also the methodology. Only in the matter of Brahman being Jagat Karanam, and in the matter of Brahman being the Swarupa of the Jiva, the Shastram is the Pramanam. Shastram is not a Pramana, what you should do and what you should not do. That is not where, that's not the, Vedanta is not a Pramanam in the matter of do's and don'ts. Or what an intelligent person does and what an intelligent person does not do, or should he do, or he should not do in this matter. In the matter of doing or not doing, the Vedanta is not a Pramanam. Vedanta is a Pramanam only in the matter of Brahman being the Swarupa of the Jiva, and figure it out. That's why I am interpreting. It is that the truth is that which doesn't think to become bigger. Na alabhena anushochati, nor does it become depressed due to, nor does it have the feeling of any loss, or loss born any depression. Neither it feels the loss, nor does it feel any depression. Na alabhena. Alabhena means, non-labha. Anushochati. It doesn't really sorrow due to any lack of labha. Dhirasya shetalam chittam. The truth is ever serene. Amrite naiva puritam. It is ever full of serenity. It is a presence of serenity. Like the wave is, the water is only full of sapidity. It is only shitalam. Like the space is, it is only made of accommodation. It is only accommodation. It's nothing but accommodation, ji. Apart from akasha, apart from being accommodation, what else can you talk about the akasha? That is why in Sanskrit it is written, akasha means avakasha karaha. That which is accommodative. It's called avakasha. Avakasha means that which gives accommodation. That which accommodates air, fire, water, earth is called akasha. Now this, just as this akasha cannot become bigger or smaller, the more you think of the nature of your being, the more you understand it. Rather than think in terms of what sadhana you should do. This is the sadhana, please, if you want the word sadhana. Thinking of the nature of the truth. Thinking of the nature of the truth. The nature versus error. That is called Atma Anatma Viveka. What is its nature and what do I think? I think that I am a form, but by nature the conscious being is not the form. Amritena eva puritam. Thus, it's free from elation and depression, free from the elation of expecting any increase or depression born of any lack of it, and it is only serenity and it's nothing else. Amritena eva puritam. It is filled with nectar. Don't translate like that. Amritena purita means it's nothing but serenity. Like water is filled with sapidity. What does it mean, ji? It means only it is sapidity, nothing else. Similarly, the self is only serenity. It's not absence of something, it is presence of itself. Think this. Your existence is presence of itself, not absence of something. We are not absence of something, we are a presence. Like wave is presence of water, not absence of something. Whereas Buddhists think of the truth as absence of everything. Whereas Vedanta says it is presence of everything. The presence of the source of everything. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.